Welcome to Massive Beers. I am Matt. We do apparently super echoey videos. We do beer reviews, do all kinds of stuff, mainly beer stuff. And I'm going to do a beer review. I'm in my shed that I've finally gotten back into. I actually haven't been in here in almost a bit over 2 weeks. I have a hornet's nest that's like literally at the entrance that I just started taking care of. And I was like, I need to get in there. So I made it unscathed. So we do beer reviews. Yeah, this is Zillicoah. Did I mess that up? Zillicoah. That's it. There you go. Zillicoah. This is their country lager. Comes courtesy of my boy Keith, 93 Lumber. He went down to Asheville, picked up beers from this place. Actually went to the beer fest, I believe. It was Zillicoah who did the beer fest, which was a session fest, I believe, that he went and checked out. It's 100% no barley, rye, oats, wheat, and corn. Malt. Halfway Crooks Beer Co. collaboration. Okay, so it's a collab beer. 5.3% country lager. Simple labeling, nothing too crazy. Love their grenade style bottles. Let's get me a glass. Alright, I saw a bottle. I'll put it down here. So here we go. Oh man, it's finally starting to get like decently temperate. Here in New Jersey, we had by far and away, like the worst heat and dry spell that I can remember ever. I've only lived down in this area of New Jersey for a shorter period of time. But man, we probably went about 2 months without any significant rain, which was insanity. And it was just 90 every day. And everything's cooked, but we've gotten rain past 3 or 4 days, 1 day and a half straight. So it's almost a celebratory beer. Beer-wise, it looks like what you'd expect from an kind of unfiltered, classic kind of country lager. That's what I think they mean when they say country lager, is that it's just not a filtered lager. That's my take on what they're doing here. It's all the part of that kind of straw color with that white as white can be head. Give it a little whirl. Give it a nose. There's a hop in here, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a nice malt presence. Malt is driving the beer here. This is very, very similar to the smoked beer that I had from them. Lighter malt profile here. A bit more kind of that Helles, that smoked Helles dipped into just a bit more robust deep maltiness. This isn't getting down to straight Pilsner level malt, but it has a nice maltiness to it. And it just has this kind of nice, soft little lemony citrus kind of hoppiness going to it. Might be a little bit of yeast playing that role too. So you get this nice pop of this kind of bittering lemoniness to it. This nice, rich, kind of meaningful but not overly maltiness malt to it. It smells pretty nice. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. Oh, that's decent. It's almost like a Czech Pilsy level bittering on this. It pulls that cool little trick off that these really well-made unfiltered lagers can do. They can be both crispy and have this softness to it at the same time. I know it sounds like that's not really something that could happen, but it can, and that's what's happening here. So you get this nice kind of softness from that unfiltered kind of richness of the beer, but it is infinitely drinkable. And when you add that bittering component, which is quite sturdy and gets bigger with each subsequent sip, you're dipping in the Czech Pilsner, maybe even a little bit bigger bittering territory. And there is a soft citrus to it, but it's very much kind of classic, kind of snappy bittering. When you combine those two, it makes an infinitely drinkable beer. The malt is still the star of the show here. It's nice. It's not heavy, but it's purposeful. And it's sweet. Almost gives me corny vibes a little bit. I mean that in a positive way, like almost like a Mexican style, like soft flaked corniness to it. I know they actually say on here there is no rye, oats, wheat, and or corn, but it drinks in that kind of Mexican lager mixed with a Czech lager mixed with an unfiltered lager. Like if you blended those three together, that's how it kind of comes off for me in a very tasty way. Honestly, Zillicoah, the smoked Helles in this beer Probably two of the better lagers I've had as of late. Both of them are Mount Rushmore status for me. That review I did of the smoked one, I actually kind of was like, I wonder what the price point is on this. I was really hoping that it was something really, really cheap. I know it wasn't. When you're doing glass bottles like this, these kind of beers, you probably can't get sub 10. I didn't expect it. I wanted it to be. People told me the smoked one was kind of like $13.99, I believe was the number that people are throwing out there. For a sixer, mind you, that's not too shabby. In a perfect world, it'd be a bit cheaper, but again, in a perfect world, everything would be free, and it is what it is. But I honestly wouldn't hesitate picking up this or that other one at that price point. It's just not going to be a staple in my fridge. It's a ripper, like some night. What's that one brewery? Civil Society, like Civil Life or Civil Society. One gets sent to me with my buddy out Missouri way, or I believe it is. Those are like $8 sixer, and those are just absolutely price point crazy in a very beautiful way. But these are much the same as those beers, very classically done with their own little twists on them in a very, very tasty way. And honestly, some of the best lagers I've had as late. So thank you very much, Keith, for sharing these with me. Yeah, Mount Rushmore status, like I said, it just is that good. And let's talk about this brewery, man. I mean, have you been there? Have you been to the brewery? Have you had this beer? What is your experience with this brewery? What is the experience with their beers? What did you pay for this? Have you purchased it? I know Keith did. He'll probably let me know. But anybody else out there have any info, drop it down below. There you go. A little review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.